Hi everyone, my name is Will Kintish and I'm here at the request of Himanshi Galea, who is an SELA student at Sheffield University. At the beginning of 2017 I did a workshop entitled How to Develop Your Networking Skills, and Himanshi asked me if I could be interviewed. In fact, she said, "Can you interview yourself, Will, by doing a recording for you?" She set me a whole load of questions which I'm now going to share with you and of course give you some answers. I used to be a chartered accountant. I was a chartered accountant for more than 30 years, probably longer than most of you people listening were born. I was able to leave accountancy at the end of the 20th century when my accountancy practice got taken over by a very big national firm. And a few months later, they realised I wasn't happy there. At the time, I was training as a trainer, just for a hobby, with an organisation called Dale Carnegie. He wrote a very famous book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. If ever you get a chance to read that book, make sure you get it. It's one of the best management books ever written. So they said, "Will, why don't you go and do it full time? We'll take your clients off you and we'll give you some money and you can set up on your own." And that's what I did. On the 1st of June in the year 2000, I left accountancy after all those years, and in the last 17 years nearly, all I've been doing is showing people how to build their self-confidence and how to become effective and confident networkers. The next question I was asked was, what's my typical day? Well, I guess that's one of the great things about what I do now. There is no typical day. I guess I do two things. I look for new business, or go back to my existing clients and see if they want my services again, or I present. I either do training like I did with SELA and lots of other universities and business schools all over Europe, or I present at conferences, or I go on holiday and go hiking. I'm going to be I'm going to have my 70th birthday next year, so I reckon I'm entitled to take it just a little bit easier. Having said that, I'm a bit of a workaholic, and as long as my health stays up, I'm never ever going to retire. A great question I was asked was, over the years, what have been my challenges and how have I overcome them? Well, let me share this with you. Anyone who sets up in business, however good they are technically, at the end of the day, you have to get paying clients or customers. And the hardest thing is to find paying clients and customers. So that, I reckon, has been and always is my biggest challenge. But how do I overcome it? Well, now I've got an established business. People are ringing me generally, but that is being reactive. I think the most important thing is constantly to market yourself, to be visible, needless to say, to go networking, and now to do lots and lots of social networking, write blogs, write articles, make sure you tweet regularly, have a Facebook page. All this social networking is great, but there is no substitute for face-to-face networking. When I did my workshop at SELA, Himanshi asked me what was the highlight of the day. Well, the highlight of the day for me was that everybody seemed to be engaged. I hope they were. We had a lot of fun. People were prepared to share their fears and concerns, and I remember leaving thinking, what a great bunch of people you were. What is my opinion of the SELA programme, I've been asked? Well, I'm not just saying this, but I think it's absolutely brilliant. Whoever thought it up has got a very, very commercial mind. I hope you'll agree with me when I say that technicians, including engineers, and this includes researchers, it includes accountants and lawyers, you generally focus on the technical aspect of the job. Well, when somebody comes up with the idea that soft skills or fundamental business skills are absolutely vital in partnership with the technical aspect of your learning, then my thinking is somebody was very clever coming up with the SELA model. Over these last 17 years, I've worked with, well, many organisations, mainly bigger organisations. I would say professional services, financial, technical, academia. And if there's one message I have to give to people, and that is this: if you want to get to the top in your career and be very successful, whatever that might mean, not only have you got to be good at the job, but you have to build relationships with everybody. And networking is simply building relationships. You know something, in 1964, yes, in 1964, when I started, the word networking, I'm sure, was in the dictionary, but it was rarely used. Do you know what the word was? The substitute for networking in those days? It was talking. And that's all networking is. My fear for future generations is they're going to spend far too long on the portable phone, the iPad, doing communication that way. The Facebook, the email, the text, the WhatsApp, the Snapchat even. Please, if you really want to build relationships, face-to-face will always be the best way. This is an interesting question that I'm going to look at. What piece of advice would you give to yourself if you could meet yourself at my age? Whew. Well, again, I'm going to repeat myself. Life is all about relationships. Business is just a bunch of people communicating. And when you communicate properly, then at the end of the day, that's the best advice I can give you. Whenever you think I'm going to send an email to discuss something, pick up the phone. The next question on the list is, where do I see myself in the next few years? Well, as you can see, I'm old. I'm 70 years old. I've been married to Mrs. Kintish now for 47 years. We have 3 children. We have 7 grandchildren. So I guess I'm going to spend a little time with them. We like going on holidays. We've just come back from a month in India. If you've never been to India and you get a chance, go. It's not just a holiday, it's an experience. I love hiking. I like to go hiking once or twice a month. In fact, I'm sitting here on a Sunday morning, and this morning I went out on a little hike on my own. I did 10 kilometres, or to any English people listening, that's 6.5 miles. Took me 1 3/4 hours, so I reckon I walked quite quickly. It's very important that I keep fit. Often I'm doing 2 3-hour presentations in a day, so you have to stay fit. And the final question I've been asked is, what motivates me to motivate others? Well, from a selfish point of view, I just love presenting. I love getting up on stage, and at the end of it, I like the ovation. But more importantly and more seriously, I get so many emails and messages a year or so later, people saying to me, Will, you really helped me build my self-confidence, you helped me understand how to work a room, and it's very much helped me with my business development and my career. So, there you go. I hope there's something in there to inspire you or motivate you. Can I wish you every success? And just before I go, there's loads of free information on my website, kintish.co.uk, but also go to my YouTube channel, type in Will Kintish or Kintish, and there's loads of short videos on tips and techniques on how to develop your networking skills. I wish you every success with your networking and with your career. Bye now.